it requires a lot of action. I'm talking about both political action, but even when I'm talking of political action, I'm talking about political action that can be sustained on the basis of law. You know, every time we keep making the point that we've got more laws in Ghana possibly than any other country. We'd rather have more laws and add them to the laws and ensure that they are implemented, because the law forms the framework for society, for everything that we do. So, for instance, this issue, we take them one by one. Indeed, my starting point is what you said and which Professor also reiterated, which is that for whatever it is, at least some improvement. Meaning that if we have a timeline of action, if we have the program of action, we begin to follow it up, we can give ourselves some time, possibly by next year, then it will be, let's say, 40%, then 30%, then 20%, then 10%, then we get to possibly zero.
We have been failing forward.
Now, but this one's an improvement. Improvement means that we make 50% less losses, which means that by next year, let's make 40% less losses.
Okay.
But everything has been said already. You know, there's a lack of transparency in this country regarding all these public institutions, state organizations, as we have put them. But thank God, today we have the Right Information Act. No, I mean, I'm putting this in the context that I'm putting because citizens must be citizens. People must be activated to take an interest in our state-owned enterprises. The kind of figures that we come to this studio to hear, but we put out in the marketplace, people ought to be educated. We have whatever civic education, and people ought to be alerted to some of these things. People ought to raise the same questions. The point has already been made. We are talking about, I mean, every government that comes, of course, determines who must get in there. A lot of impunity. But do we say and forget about corruption? We can't forget about corruption and the lack of political will to prosecute people. I don't like to mention names. It will not even be good to mention names. But in Ghana here, when you are failing, then what they do is that they give you a reward, a very big reward, and they ask you to resign your position. And that appears to be all. And if we really want to get serious, these are the kind of things that we need to revisit. We need to come to ourselves as a country and make a determination that we cannot have this thing year in, year out, and every day it's a tale of woes of one sort or other. So the political action that I'm talking about is for our politicians to come to a realization that these institutions or these things that we have institutionalized, that new king, new law, a new king comes in, and everybody must be changed. Everybody must shape for somebody to come in there. And by reason of those kind of things, when they come in there, their allegiance is more to whoever put him in there than the fact that he's running a state-owned enterprise. And like I said, if we have together with this one, the laws that will ensure that people render proper account of their administration or of the way they've run things over a period of time, and possibly naming and shaming. I mean, why can't we do these things for ourselves so that we will know which are the state institutions, which at the end of the year, they require commendation,